Okay, Real Madrid 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1 in the Audi Cup. Got a nice ring to it for Tottenham fans. Obviously pre-season friendly, so we can't read too much into it. But again, some lots of positives to take from the game for Spurs fans out there. Now, I'll give you my top 6 takeaways for Spurs from the game. But first, we'll have a look at the lineups. We'll run through some of the highlights of the game, and then, like I say, I promise you I'll give you my top 6 takeaways from the game. So we'll have a look at the Spurs lineup first. Pretty strong lineup for Spurs, and you could argue it's not too far away from where he sees his starting 11 with the current squad. So you got Gazaniga in goal, Foyth at right back, Vertonghen, Alderweireld in the centre, Danny Rose left back. He played a 4-2-3-1, so the two holding midfielders were Winks and Ndombele, and your attacking 3 midfielders were Lamela, Eriksen and Son, and Harry Kane up front on his own. We'll have a quick look now at the Real Madrid lineup. I won't run through it, mainly because I can't pronounce some of the names, but Eden Hazard in there. Quite surprised when I saw him. I thought he looked, well, to put it politely, a little bit rotund, and then I heard from the commentary on the game that he arrived at Real Madrid after his summer break 7 kilos heavier than he finished the season. Now, me being the age I am, I had to quickly get on Google and find out what that was in old money, pounds and stones, and Google confirmed his fat, 15 pounds heavier, and that's just over a stone. Now that's a bit disrespectful to me. You get a new job and you're expected, if you or I got a new job and we're expected to turn up in a suit, nice tie, polished shoes and look the business, then it'd be a bit disrespectful to turn up in your swim shorts and your flip-flops that you came off the beach in the summer with. And I think Eden Hazard, just a little bit disrespectful to turn up at 15 pounds, just over a stone, 7 kilos, overweight. However, he's a class act, and even though he's carrying a little bit of extra chunk, you can see he should do very well at Real Madrid. I think nothing that a few salads over the next couple of weeks won't sort out for him, I feel. So the game started, and to be honest, the first half was, you can't really fault Tottenham too much on the first half. I'll just run through some of the big chances from my notes. 18 minutes, big chance for Lamela. He was wide to Rose. Rose crossed it in, and Son, good chance saved at the near post. 19 minutes, Lamela chance, close range shot saved. 19 minutes, literally a few seconds after, Ndombele with another scorching, thunderous shot. I think we're going to see a few of those this season. 25 yards, saved again. And then on 21 minutes, Kane scores, and just talk you through this goal. Eden Hazard had the ball in the middle of the Real Madrid half. Nothing much happening, under no pressure whatsoever. Swung a long ball out to his fullback. Unfortunately, his fullback was 10 yards further up the pitch than he thought he was. The fullback comes tearing back to try and stop it going out for a throw-in. Stretches out, tries to knock the ball back to his central defender. It goes over. Harry Kane goes, thank you very much. He's coming in on goal from the right-hand side, diagonally. Quite a narrow angle, and your money would be on the keeper, really, to make himself big on that tighter angle. But Harry Kane just saw that chink of daylight on the near post and slotted it in, and 1-0 to Tottenham. 25 minutes, Eriksen clipped a ball inside past to Kane again. A shot and saved. 29 minutes, Lamela drove at the defence. Again, he picked a pass to Kane, saved again. I'm not saying Real Madrid didn't have chances, but I can't honestly remember Gazaniga having to make a save. They had a couple near go wide and over the top, but I can't actually remember him making a save in that first half. 42 minutes, a shot by Kane deflected for the corner. Really, you thought it should have been a penalty. It was second to 2 earlier on Lamela. So the half finished 1-0 to Tottenham. And you've got to say, Pochettino would be very happy, and Zidane probably holding his head in his hands thinking, my God, what have I got to work with this year? So that was the first half. Out for the second half, and lots of changes for Tottenham. So see if I can remember them all. Lloris came in goal for Gazaniga. Cal Walker-Peters came in at right back. Sanchez and Tanganga came in at centre halves, and Giorgio came in at left back. The holding midfielders, Skip and Sissoko, came in. Attacking midfielders, you had Lucas Moura come on and Dele Alli come on. And he kept Son and Kane, I always get that mixed up, he kept them two on for the time being, and he only actually subbed them off partway through the second half, and he brought on Troy Parrott and I think it's Nkuda, the young lads. So the second half, it was a little bit messy the first 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and Real Madrid started to take a bit more control, created a few more opportunities. But again, nothing really, a couple of chances actually on goal, but nothing really startlingly worrying for Tottenham. But after about 10-15 minutes into half, the Tottenham players settled down, run through the highlights again from my notes. On 60 minutes, you had Son, searching shot, left foot, 20 yards, good save again. Shortly after that, Dele Alli drives at the defence, plays it to Kane, 18 yards out, round about the penalty spot, shot and saved again. Straight after that, minute after that, Lucas Moura, a superb clip over the defence, hit by Alli, saved again. Lucas Moura was full of energy in that first 20 minutes, looked really up for it by the way. 67 minutes, Alli was clear on goal. Miss-hit the shot close in on goal. Was he fouled? Was he not? I don't think he was, but a little bit of a miss-hit, and he sort of fell over and stumbled, and nothing really came of it. And then on 85 minutes, Troy Parrott had a superb chance, a shot just outside the penalty area. The goalkeeper well beaten, hit the far post and out. Now it may seem a bit harsh because Troy Parrott, 17-year-old, looked pretty at home against Real Madrid. You've got to give it to him. But you've got to take those opportunities as a young player. The goalkeeper was well beaten. There was plenty of space to put it inside the post as out. Like I say, it may come across a little bit harsh. But young players, you hear the top managers say, the young players will be given opportunities, but it's up for them to take those opportunities. The door's open, but they've got to walk through. And if you're a striker, it's very cut and dried. You score goals and you're loved. You don't score goals and you drift about, in the reserves. So a little bit harsh on Troy Parrott, but those are the opportunities he needs to take chance of. However, saying that, I think he will be given his opportunity this year in some of the matches. And like I say, he did look at home against Real Madrid. So good luck to the young guy this year. But I would have liked to have seen him slot that away. So top 6 takeaways for Tottenham from the match. First one is Danny Rose. A lot of speculation, is he leaving, is he not? It was really good to see him back in the starting lineup. And, obviously there's been some issues. He said he wants away. But to me, he is by far their best left back. And, while he's performing like he was, he didn't look, you talk about Eden Hazard with his weight. Danny Rose, I think that was his first minutes of pre-season, looked like he'd never been away. He wore that shirt proudly, he looked sharp, he looked energetic, he defended well, he looked to get forward. I thought it was a big plus. And, if Levy and Pochettino can persuade him to stay and let him wear that fullback shirt, I think that's a big positive for Tottenham Hotspur. So that's number one. Number two, my second positive is Harry Kane. Like I say, you want a striker to score goals. And, when he runs in on goal, you feel pretty confident he's going to put the ball in the net. It was a tight angle, his goal. But apart from that, he looked sharp. He looked back to his fitness. And, it's looking good for the season ahead. You always wonder, is your main striker going to be on form and putting them in? And again, you felt confident that Kane is going to be starting the season well. Third positive to take from the game was a bit of a strange one, some people might think, but Eric Lamela. Now, this is a guy that, come under quite a bit of criticism, been at Spurs a few years now. And really, he really needs to start delivering. He needs to become a main player, particularly if those transfers that everybody's looking at don't come in. He's one that needs to be turning those few goals and assists into double figures goals, 8, 9, 10 assists a season. Now, he looked really sharp, I thought. He looked up for it. He looked like a guy that was going to fight for his place. And to me, he's got that little bit of class and a little bit of craft that can play a forward in. So I thought that was a big positive to take, and really like to see him, break into the starting 11 this year and really add something to the Tottenham lineup. So that's number 3. Number 4 was Christian Eriksen. Now, again, another one, a lot to talk about. But the guy, you can't take it away from him. He looks class on the ball. If he picks the ball up deep, he doesn't look like you're going to lose the ball. He keeps hold of the ball. If he's in that final third of the pitch, to me, he always looks dangerous that he's going to play somebody in or do something a little bit different that the defence don't know what he's going to do. And, it wasn't an absolute startling performance, but I thought it was a good performance. It was good that he looked to have his head up and he looked to want to wear a Tottenham shirt. And that's one that needs sorting. If he's going to play with heart and passion, get him signed on a new contract, Daniel Levy. By all means, bring Lascelles in, give him some competition, make him hungry for his plays. But he is a class player and he's proven that for many years. So that was Christian Eriksen. Number 5 takeaway was Tanganga at the back, centre half. Young lad, Hackney lad, local lad, North London boy. He looked fairly at home at that central defence. He always seemed to be in the right place, making the blocks, putting his head in at the right time. For a young lad, again, I felt fairly comfortable with him in the defence, and I think he's a good player to put under Toby Alderweireld's wing or Vertonghen's wing and give him some opportunities this year with a view that when Alderweireld does either move on or obviously age out, you've got a young central defender there that I think Tottenham can stick with and build with. So that was number 5. And the last takeaway from the game was they look good generally. They look like they've had a good pre-season so far. The fitness looked good. The sharpness looked pretty good. Yes, at times the game slowed and it looked a little bit lethargic at times. But overall, the Tottenham team looked good. My view is they look good for a top 4 finish again. I don't think there's too much issue. I don't think anybody could argue against that. However, is that squad good enough and strong enough to get the number 1 position in the Premier League, to challenge Man City, rise above Liverpool? I don't think it is. I think they're a very, very good top 4 side with that squad. But my last number 6 takeaway is I do think they need to add to it, just add a little bit more quality, a little bit more goal scoring, and a little bit more competition for people like Dele Alli, Eriksen, Lamela. Lucas Moura I thought did well but disappeared in the game. So there's my top 6 takeaways from the game, but positive stuff. They're in the final tonight, Wednesday. Can't remember who they're playing, don't know who won the other semi-final. I think it's on ITV4. Just check, but I think the kickoff is something like 7:30. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, apologies if you're a non-Spurs supporter that it's 2 Spurs videos on the trot. But if you like the videos, please like and subscribe. I'll keep you up to date with all the matches throughout the season from the top 4 teams and in the Premier League. And obviously any transfer news for the last sort of 9 days or so of the transfer window. Thanks again for watching.